Welcome back, everyone. My guest today is a play-by-play broadcaster, studio host for the Fayetteville Woodpeckers in here at FSU. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Mr. Andrew Chapman. How you doing, Mr. Chapman?
Shemai, I'm good. Thanks for bringing me on your show.
I appreciate you coming on. It's been a joy working with you this year since I've been a part of the Broncos Sports Network, and I really admire your work, and I want to bring you on for you to tell your story on how did you get into broadcasting?
Man, so I guess the first time I had the opportunity to actually try my hand at broadcasting and get on a live microphone was back in 2013. That's when I went to the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.
All right.
They have a big journalism program there in downtown Phoenix. So I got my undergrad there and then pivoted over into the minor league baseball world. So baseball had always been my sport. I grew up playing it. My dad was the general manager of the local minor league baseball team when I was just a really little kid. So I was always surrounded by baseball, knew that I wanted to get into the minor league side of things out of college. So spent a year down in Rancho Cucamonga, near the LA area, working for a Dodger affiliate. I moved out to Biloxi, Mississippi for a year to intern as a broadcast assistant. Then I got a full-time job up in Jackson, Tennessee before eventually moving to Fayetteville here in North Carolina and became the broadcaster of the Fayetteville Woodpeckers in 2021. So professionally, I've worked in minor league baseball, pro sports broadcasting since about 2018. And I've had the opportunity to live in every time zone in the United States covering pro sports broadcasting. And through my work with the Woodpeckers, I was able to join on with Fayetteville State as well right after that 2021 summer.
Now, you're when it comes to the sports that you cover, you do baseball, you do football, volleyball, you do pretty much most sports. What are your favorite sports to cover?
So I'd say baseball is number one. It's just the sport that I'm most comfortable with. It's kind of that second nature. You feel like a player sometimes when you're calling it. It's the sport that I grew up watching religiously, that I played through high school. I was a soccer player as well, but I haven't gotten too much into soccer broadcasting beyond college. I love the college basketball environment. The students all being kind of tightly packed in a gymnasium, the band going, the cheerleaders, just the atmosphere of a college basketball game is something that I really enjoy. And football, not a sport that I played, but it's the sport that has taken over the country at this point. So your largest audiences are watching NFL on Sundays, right, or college football on Saturdays. So I've invested a lot of time over the years just learning football, talking to coaches, trying to become familiar with the sport and get better at broadcasting it, listening to national play-by-play guys. And I think I've, improved over the years doing football, but if I had to rank them, it would probably go baseball, basketball, football. Volleyball's been a lot of fun too. It's a sport that I'm still learning though, watching the FSU team out here.
Now, when it comes to you being in broadcasting, what are the type of things you have seen yourself grow over the years?
Well, I just voice first and foremost. I listen back to some of my college stuff every once in a while, just in case you're saying, "Oh, am I improving? Am I doing good?" Just go listen to your tape from about 5 years ago, and I sound a lot more nasally and much younger. So I think just vocal quality has improved. Like I was just sort of alluding to, as I listen to play-by-play broadcasters on television, I have a little notes app in my phone where if I just hear a word, a descriptor, a verb, or a little phrase that I like, I'll just go and type it in my phone. And that's stuff that you can kind of phrase as your own, steal it in a way, if you will, and put it into your own broadcast. So I think as the years have gone on, I've just really expanded, my overall on-air vocabulary. I think sometimes you get so excited about a play as well that your energy level starts a little bit too high. Broadcasting is about building the energy as the game goes on and the plays become more important. So I think I've just gotten better at contextualizing that stuff and not screaming my lungs off every time there's a touchdown or there's a big catch on the football field or there's a base hit in a baseball game, and just trying to kind of contain yourself and structure the call a little better.
Now, you went to Arizona State, right?
Yeah.
What was that one mentor, one professor that gave you that oomph that, okay, I could do this and be very successful?
Yeah, I don't know if I would pinpoint it to one specific professor. There were a couple of them that were sort of the supervisors of a student-run club called the Walter Cronkite Sports Network.
Okay.
And a part of this club, we were staffed out to do digital broadcasts on Pac-12 Digital at the time. So it was through the Walter Cronkite Sports Network that I was able to do some baseball play-by-play. I had the opportunity to call women's soccer, and it was just through like a video stream that was online and gave me my first opportunity at play-by-play. There was also a student radio station called The Blaze, and that's where I got to try my hand at some news talk, a little bit of sports talk, just get on air, get comfortable being around a studio, operating a soundboard, being on a live microphone. And a couple of the professors that helped oversee the radio station and the Walter Cronkite Sports Network were probably the ones that that impacted my career early on. Yeah, I'd say I probably gained more experience just doing that live broadcasting than I did necessarily in a classroom or something like that.
Okay.
Sports broadcasting is so much just a job of repetition and kind of getting thrown into it that you figure out how to tread water and just learn as you go.
Before we go, we gotta get going. What are some words of inspiration that you would give to someone like me, right, or people who want to be in sports broadcasting? What are some words of inspiration that you would give?
Well, if you're considering live sports broadcasting, it's definitely a career in a field that continues to grow, right? You're seeing businesses like Apple, Amazon, some of these companies that you thought were tech companies, not so much TV companies, but they're getting into the business now, right? They're putting dollars into live sports broadcasting. So it's a business that is expanding rapidly. You know, there's a lot of talk about how sometimes the newspaper business and print journalism, that's kind of fading away a little bit, but live sports broadcasting is something that continues to grow. And whether you want to be an on-air person or somebody who's creative behind the scenes and wants to, create motion graphics, things like that, or operate a social media platform maybe for a team, there's just so much demand out there for creative media people, whether it's the spoken word or it's the kind of the creative mind. It's a business that is going to continue to find opportunities for passionate young people, and it's all about just finding your niche, what you're inspired about in college, and kind of pursuing the avenue that you want to go in. Be willing to move, take risks. Don't just stay in your corner the whole time. Be willing to fail a little bit early on. Self-doubt is a part of the business as well. So, try and seek out good mentorship, people who can encourage you. And this is a business that if you continue to pursue it, you'll never feel like you work a day in your life just because you're doing something you're passionate about.
I know that was the last question, but how do you stand out? Because this is a competitive business, right? What are ways that you see people stand out?
Well, first and foremost, it's how you carry yourself, right? Be nice to people. Don't complain. Don't be negative energy in the room. People pick up on that quick. So just be a positive person. Be a helpful person. And then on top of that, look inward. I think a little bit of self-criticism every once in a while is good. Try and evaluate where you're at. A lot of people in the broadcast biz are creating websites where they can kind of have a digital sort of portfolio. I think a lot of young broadcasters and students are embracing that now, whether it's a link tree in your bio that connects all your social media or your YouTube page, your broadcast demo reel. Have a digital footprint. That's more important than ever right now, a way that people can easily see your stuff, know what you're about. And then I guess just chase good leadership. It's not a money-making business right away. Sports broadcasting. So I think be aware of that. You're going to have to take your unpaid internship or your low-paid internship early on, but don't be discouraged by that. And just seek out people that are willing to help you expand your career and give you honest feedback. And I think that'll take you a long way.
Well, you have done that for me. I appreciate that.
Hey, we still have a lot of sports to go this year. Yeah, it's been fun working with you, though, Shemai.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Andrew. You can tune in to Andrew on the Broncos Sports Network alongside me and all the other Sports Network crew. Thank you so much, Mr. Chapman. We'll be right back.